Well, hello. I am a patient here at the Center for New Medicine. I've been a patient of Dr. Bita and Dr. Bales here since earlier this year. I live in Los Angeles, and I initially came here to seek treatment for a series of conditions that I was suffering from: autoimmune related Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism, Epstein-Barr virus, malabsorption of my food, maldigestion of my food, insomnia, anxiety, hair loss, just like a whole soup of conditions that my conventional doctors were not able to identify the reasons for and the sources of what was actually going on with me. Some of these symptoms started for me almost 10 years ago, and I've been seeing conventional doctor after conventional doctor, taking blood test after blood test, and everything showing up as normal in the average range of the tests. And so I was essentially told that I'm one of the healthiest people that they'd ever met, and that most of it was in my mind, and I should go see a psychologist because I might be just imagining it. And I was so desperate for help that I truly took them up on that, went and saw a psychologist, thinking that maybe it's all psychosomatic and it's in my mind. And psychology therapy can have its own benefits, but it certainly didn't help alleviate any of my symptoms. In fact, my symptoms kept getting worse and worse. And I knew that because I started to develop insomnia, which I've never had in my life. And then I started to develop really serious bloating, where anything I would eat or drink would immediately puff my body out as if I was maybe 7 months pregnant. So I started to feel a lot of insecurities around what I could wear and where I could go, because I felt like I just wasn't comfortable in my body, and just getting more and more sick, not being able to get out of bed, and having extreme fatigue. So then I heard about the Center for New Medicine through a few friends and family members who were receiving treatment for cancer. And I learned that there is a preventative care department section of the center. So I thought, well, hey, I've tried everything, I might as well try this. And when I came here and I saw Dr. Bita, she reviewed my test results and recommended some further testing that was not what I had done before. And one of those tests was the F-Scan that I did with Dr. Bales, where he used this technology that measures and reads the frequencies of the different microbes in the body and is able to identify different organisms based on their very specific frequency. He was very helpful in explaining how it works and how the technology was developed, because I have a very curious mind and I like to understand what's going on. And so in that test, Dr. Bales, printed it out, and we were able to see that I have a series of parasites going on, particularly a liver fluke parasite and some other ones that weren't as dominant. And so the recommendation was to do the Firefly treatment, which Dr. Bales has developed, from my understanding, with his father, based on the principles of engineering applied to the biology of the human body. And so we did this treatment, and it's basically like a scanner in the grocery store that scans your food, except it's emitting light that has been programmed to a very specific frequency, matching whatever showed up on the test that we wanted to target. In this case, the liver parasite. And so he used a treatment on me where he scanned my entire abdomen with the scanner for about 10 minutes. And it was a very simple procedure. It was very easy and quick, and no discomfort. It was just a little bit of heat, which actually felt really good. And he said, that's it. That's what we need to do. You can go home now, and, let me know if anything changes or happens. And to be honest, I was very skeptical, because I didn't think that 10 minutes of this light treatment would somehow help this chronic condition that I'd been struggling with and suffering from for years and years. And so I left the center, and as I was driving home, I started to already feel movement going on in my abdomen, kind of like gurgling, but more, there was just like things moving around, different from when you're hungry and your stomach is gurgling. It was just like things moving, and I could feel it. And that was a new sensation. I hadn't experienced that before, and I went home and didn't really think much more of it, and continued the protocol that Dr. Bita had prescribed for me with the supplements and the different, just different procedures that she had recommended. And about the 4th day after I'd received the Firefly treatment from Dr. Bales, I had the urge to go to the bathroom like I normally would. I was going for number 2, and just puttering around my house and going to the bathroom. And then as I was done, I thought I'd gotten number 2. I kind of had gotten accustomed to looking into the toilet bowl just to kind of check for stuff that's coming out, because I'm getting to understand my stool and how it relates to what I've eaten and what I'm digesting and what I'm passing through, to get a sense of different food allergies, for example, that I might be having. And so I just kind of casually looked over, and what I saw in the toilet bowl, to my absolute shock and terror and relief and confusion all at once, was there was no feces in there, no biomatter of that kind. There was no urine in there. The only thing that had come out of me that felt like regular stool was a circa 3, maybe 4 foot long worm that was light green and had just like coiled itself into water in the toilet bowl. And I was horrified when I saw this, because it's very shocking and I wasn't expecting it, and sort of like didn't know what to do, and called up a really dear girlfriend who's familiar with parasite cleanses, and she recommended that that I breathe and be happy, because I had just passed a huge problem through me that I had A, killed it successfully, and B, able to flush it out of my body successfully in pretty much one go. And so she recommended that I get some chopsticks and fish it out and put it on a paper towel. And so I did that, and was able to document it. I took photos and videos of it so that I could share it with my doctors and my health practitioners, because I didn't know what it was, and it wasn't food, and it wasn't an organ or part of my body that came out. It definitely was a worm that was a parasitic worm. And so as I was processing the shock and the terror, but also the relief and the sense of like liberation and freedom for the first time in, almost a decade of struggling in my body, I felt like something that was like keeping me really sick was gone. And I cried. I had an emotional release that was just so amazing. And that happened about a week ago, just over a week ago, not long ago. And I don't know if you can tell, but I am currently not bloated any more than, whatever abs I need to work on. But the bloat is 100% gone, which is a miracle as far as I'm concerned. I cannot believe it. And the bloat is gone. I've lost 10 pounds. When I came here and I weighed myself, I was 128 pounds. And when I came back and weighed myself, I was 19 pounds with my clothes on. So that's almost 10 pounds of bloat that just vanished since this worm came out of me. I am sleeping through the night like a rock. I won't say a baby because babies wake up. Like a rock. Sleep through the night, solid 8-9 hours. I feel completely mentally clear for the first time in years. I can think, I can focus, I can concentrate, I can remember things. I'm not feeling sluggish. I feel like I can wake up early and go work out and do my practices and do my work, get my work done and tend to my relationships. Like I couldn't before. I was just hiding under the covers and hoping the day would just pass and just kept sleeping because I just couldn't get on with my day, and that's all gone. And I feel like I can re-engage with my work and my career in a whole new way. I'm feeling really inspired, but above all, I'm feeling free. I'm feeling emotionally free of a burden and a stress that was completely sucking my life force away from me, and realizing that all of my complaints, all of those years, all the symptoms were real. They were not a figment of my imagination. They were not psychosomatic. You know, they were real. And who knows how long this worm, this parasite, had been living inside of me. It could have been years and years and years. And who knows what havoc it had been wreaking on all my organs, which paved the way for all the other autoimmune disease-related symptoms that I was struggling with. And so who knows all of this, but I just truly feel like I am emotionally liberated and I'm able to really reclaim my, right to feel healthy. And I truly attribute this to the diagnosis and the treatment that Dr. Bales and Dr. Bita were able to pinpoint when I went to visit them, because I've seen many functional medicine doctors, homeopathic doctors, naturopathic doctors, allopathic doctors, chiropractic doctors, you name it. I did my homework to get to the bottom of this, and finally this device, this technology, is able to read the frequencies of what's going on in our bodies and target it in an extremely effective way, one treatment. So today I came back, it's been just about over a week, because I've been really excited to retest myself through the F-Scan to compare notes. And I actually have my notes here, and I can compare the list. I'm actually happy to share with you the list, thank you, here with my previous F-Scan, which had a lot more of these parasites on there. One of them being the liver fluke. I had the egg, the adults, and the larva in there. And then we retested it today. And all of those are gone. All of those frequencies are completely gone. There are less parasites and microbes in my body than this one shows. There's less of them. And the ones that are here are mostly related to the common cold that's going around and the flu that's going around, E. coli, which is sort of like we all have it, and the Epstein-Barr virus, which I know I have antibodies for. So there's actually no parasites that are showing up on my F-Scan. Zero parasites. I'm just over the moon excited. This is just like the proof is in the pudding. It's truly real. This is like scientifically proven now. I am a living evidence of the fact that functional medicine and treating parasites as the root cause of all these other symptoms it works, and it's very effective. So, just sharing this out of a desire to inspire and help whoever else is struggling with similar symptoms and wanting to receive help where it might feel hopeless and helpless, and truly feeling like looking at the these microbes in our bodies is a powerful place to start our healing path. So that's what I felt like sharing today. Thank you so much.